Sawyer was sick of feeling obligated to play with her kids and feeling overwhelmed with having 3 young kids. She had a look into the Danish way of parenting. Now, the Danes have been at the top of the list of having happy, healthy kids or happy kids for the last 3 decades, so they're obviously doing something right. She looked into this. It was on romper.com where she wrote about her experience, and she tried the Danish way of parenting for 4 days and said she'd never go back. What do you know about the Danish way of parenting, guys?
Well, as far as the article was saying, basically the kids have a lot more freedom and they're a lot more independent than Western societies. I think she gave the example of, we even wipe our kids' hands for them, as being really controlling, whereas they're given free time to play and independence. And there's also this thing called hygge or hygge.
Hygge.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at you. Impressive.
Someone's going to write in to tell me I was way off.
Which is uninterrupted time without technology with your kids, just really intimate. And I thought that was so nice.
Mm. So. Well, one thing I noticed from the article is that it seems as though she was not just a very involved parent, but she felt the obligation to entertain her children. So she felt the need for them to be happy, the need for them, obviously making food, all of the basics, but just I think that need to entertain your children in and of itself would be a burden, to make sure they were you're not Disney World. Yeah. It's not your responsibility, burden, I think.
I feel like it is a burden to always feel like they're doing something or being challenged or being entertained. And you have to sort of sometimes sit down and go, you know what? Play by yourself.
Yeah. Most definitely, Rachel. I think I struggle with having to look at what someone else is doing, over my shoulder at what parenting techniques is working for someone else. For me personally, you got to do what you do. You just do you. What works for you. When I've got 3 kids, I don't have time to be worrying about what Sandra Deer over there is doing. It just doesn't work. And when you start comparing yourself to other parenting techniques, you struggle, and then you have issues.
You put guilt on yourself and you put the pressure on you. But I'm sure there's lots of cultures that have good things, and you sort of got to pick and choose what works for you and your family, and sort of create your own culture in a way. Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think that she had created this stress for herself with this need to entertain and to do every single thing for her children. But I think we're kind of doing them a disservice if we need to entertain them all the time. Yeah. I mean, there's another theory that says let your children be bored.
Yes, I was going to say that. Yeah.
And from that boredom, they'll be in
more
creativity.
Yeah, I think that's important too. Like I'm forever telling girls, go play, go do something. I can't always entertain you. And I think as mums, we do put on a lot of pressure on ourselves to, meet to whatever the Joneses are doing. Sometimes you just need to do whatever the Leo Tiers are doing, or just.
Yeah. I think it kind of is really a problem in Western society, though, because I know some parents that won't even let their kids spill crumbs on the kitchen table because they just wipe it. That sort of thing. It can get really quite pedantic, I think.
Well, not in our house.
Well, yes, it's obviously not a normal...
We could start compost under the table, but anyway.
But yeah, I think there definitely is a need to kind of let go and just let them have free range of like a certain room, just put them in there.
Definitely good, and I think good and bad you can take from the Danish, the way they parent, and I guess from another culture, like you said, Paige.
Yeah, well, they're obviously doing something right. They've got a few other things here, like they don't shield them from the negatives in life. They actually have national programs to teach empathy. They tend to look on the bright side of life. They don't overpraise their kids. So there's a lot they're doing. Is there anything there that resonated with you, Mary Ellen?
Perhaps not overpraising your kids. I think, it's kind of like the classic, your kid comes up to you like, Mummy, look what I painted. And it's like, that is terrible. But I'm going to tell you it's really good. And I think we do a lot of that in society, perhaps. I don't know whether that's a bad or a good thing, really, but apparently it works for them. So.
Well, I'm sure there's lots for you to find out.
Yes.